Here we go. Starting up the stream. Let's get to it. Straight into it. Reacting to Lakers drama, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. There's no sound. Hold on.
Ticket TV, he calls LeBron James fans jockstrap sniffers.
Girl, I wish I could say
So this is for you guys. If you're watching, shout out to all the LeBron James jockstrap sniffers. This is for you.
That girl took me for Spider-Man.
Of all of the people that we talk about, LeBron fans are the only ones that even message me. One recently sent me a death threat, talking about you can't come to LA. LeBron fans.
Please don't tell me that was you saying the 96 sign.
This is
What you gotta realize. It's very easy to out-debate locker room. It's not very challenging whatsoever. The fact that you let locker room out-wit you and out-debate you, it says a lot. We're not talking about a very high-level basketball team. You're not outwitted by the locker room.
I have zero confidence in the Clippers, and I'm getting this close to stop rooting for Kawhi Leonard altogether. I'm getting close to just rooting for Nikola Jokic and calling it a day. I'm tired of these dudes. They're not a serious team.
There's literally channels dedicated to low basketball IQ that just like the shred.
There's literally channels dedicated to low basketball
Somebody pointed me in
IQ.
that direction. I couldn't watch 5 seconds.
That's a
I love
fact.
brain cells just being there. There's some real.
I can't listen to
Bron
YouTubers when it
Blazers.
comes to basketball. They ain't never played basketball a day in their life. Can't even make a fucking
right
layup.
now because they like to talk trash about me.
Put your feet in this water,
Obvious.
get your ass.
Peace. What you got to say now, clown? So it's like they always got
You
something
woke
to say.
up with your man and she
I
been with nobody else.
will never go back on that channel, not even for 5 seconds.
You like fuck these niggas, but shut your bitch ass up. These keep running their mouth. It's my turn.
It's my turn.
Month
It's
three,
my
month
turn.
six.
It's my
These
turn.
milestones represent my journey
Bad.
from balding to
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we got to continue the conversation, folks. We got to pick things back up, man. I got way too many thoughts. We can get the phone lines open if anybody out there wants to chime in on this conversation that we're about to have, folks. The Los Angeles Lakers, folks, I told you guys, I watched every game that came on Christmas. I watched the Cavs and the Knicks. I watched the Spurs and the Thunder. I watched Dallas and Golden State. I watched the Rockets and the Lakers. And then I watched the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets. Folks, the Lakers are the worst team.
The Lakers
I
are
watched
the
on
worst
Christmas.
team. The Lakers are
And
the
the reason why
worst
they're the
team.
worst team,
They
folks,
just had the worst loss. Does
is
that mean they're the
because
worst
the
team? Why is
person
80
that
on the screen? Take
they
80 off the
decided
screen.
that
That
they
nigga
want to
trash.
build the team around Luka Dookie.
What?
Folks, we have to have an honest conversation about Luka at this point.
You think Luka's bad?
Now, once again, everybody wants
Why?
to talk about LeBron James. That's always the narrative on social media, right? Especially on YouTube. You go to, certain people's channels. You go in the comment section. Everybody's talking about LeBum and LaFraud and LaThis and LaThat. But what's funny to me, folks, is LeBron James has 4 titles. LeBron James has 4 MVPs. LeBron James has 4 Finals MVPs.
I agree with you here, locker room. I can't
Right?
argue. Can't argue, right? I can't argue.
LeBron James is also about to be 41 years old in a couple of days.
Can't argue with that.
Now, there's another guy on this team who has none of those things. He has no MVPs. He has no Finals MVPs. He has no championships. And he's 26 years old, right in the middle of his prime, allegedly, supposedly. And people don't want to seem to have a conversation about him. Ladies and gentlemen,
Luka's averaging how many points? Can you bring up how many points he's averaging? Can you please talk about the stats? Because 1 bad game, 2 bad games, is that enough? He just came off an injury too. This shit's crazy.
I'm here to tell you guys right now, and I was literally just thinking about this. right before I went live, I had to change the title of the show. As the title of the show states, folks, we have to get serious about Luka Dookie. Okay?
This is crazy
We have to
to
get
me.
serious about Luka Doncic. He is no longer... I mean, I never really personally believed he was a top 3 player. That was a media narrative that you guys ran with. But at this point, ladies and gentlemen, we have to have an honest conversation. Like the title of the show says, folks, the dude isn't even a top 20 player.
He isn't a top 20 player.
what I said.
People were saying
I said
Luka
what I
was
said,
top
folks.
5 a couple of weeks ago.
Luka Doncic isn't even a top 20 player.
He's not top 20 now.
I could literally right now name 19 players I would rather have over.
I
over
can't
Luka
name
Doncic.
10 players in the NBA better than Luka
Easily.
Doncic. I can't name 10 players in the
I could
NBA better
easily
than
name
Luka
19
Doncic. I
players
can't.
right now
I can't
that I would
name.
rather have
I
over
can't
Luka
name 10
Doncic.
players in the NBA better than Luka Doncic. I can't do it. I can't do
LeBron
it.
James.
I can't do it.
Steph
Name.
Curry. Anthony Davis.
No.
SGA.
Okay.
The Joker.
Okay.
Giannis.
Maybe.
Jason Tatum. Jaylen
No.
Brown.
No.
Jalen Brunson.
No.
Paolo Banchero.
No.
Anthony Edwards.
No.
Devin Booker.
Not better.
I mean, that's 12.
Devin
Like,
Booker's
should
not
I
better
keep
than
going?
Luka. Anthony Edwards is not better
Should I
than
keep going,
Luka.
folks? Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey. Oh my
Tyrese
God,
Maxey.
you are crazy.
That's
you
what?
are crazy, bro.
14, 15. Cade Cunningham.
Cade
Do I need to keep
Cunningham is
going?
better than Luka Doncic in
Do I
2025.
need Cooper Flag?
Cooper Flag.
What are we at, 17?
Bro, you just hate Luka. Maybe you just hate white people.
Do I need to keep going, folks?
I don't know what it is.
He said keep going. Do I need to keep going, chat?
I don't agree at all.
Bam Adebayo.
Bam. Now Bam Adebayo is better than Luka Doncic. Can't even shoot. Can't even dribble.
Do I need to keep going, folks?
None of these players are making
Karl
any
Anthony
noise.
Towns. Exactly. Lowry Markkinen. We're at 20, folks. We're at 20. Kyrie, thank you. Kyrie. We're
Kyrie's not
past
better
20
than Luka
now.
right now. Kyrie's not better
He's
than
not
Luka
even
right
a
now.
top 20 player anymore.
That's so cap. That is so
And
cap.
this is what people don't want to talk about,
Cap.
right?
Cap. Put that hat on.
People want to sit
That's
up here
cap.
and they want to talk about LeBron James. And once again, to me, I just feel like the conversation is just ridiculous. The fact that we're even... Exactly. And I didn't even mention the young guys. I see Real Talk. He said Castle too, low-key. I didn't even mention like the young guys that are up and coming. I just mentioned like the marquee guys.
You named Josh
Around
Giddey,
the
bro.
league.
You named
I
Josh
didn't mention, like,
Giddey.
the rising
You
talent,
named Lowry
you know,
Markkinen. Who are these
that's
players
gonna
better than?
pass it
Nobody.
too.
They're on losing teams and they suck.
Folks, Luka Doncic.
Anthony
like,
Davis is on the Dallas Mavericks and they
you
suck.
guys
And you're
tried
saying
to
he's better than
gentrify the
Luka?
Lakers.
What?
And this
What?
this whole process has been nothing short of an unmitigated disaster.
What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? We're 19 and 10.
The Lakers have gotten worse from the Luka Doncic trade.
We're 19 and
That's
10.
the
We're
reality.
better than we were last year, idiot.
That it seems like most people don't want to talk about. The reality is, folks, the Lakers would have been much better off by never bringing this dude to the team.
3 things I thought
Oh
were
my
fixing
God, bro. I'm
hypertension
about
were
to rage in
actually
this
doing the
video.
opposite.
I don't
The
got
first
ad block.
one
Sorry,
raises
guys.
your blood pressure.
Nothing positive is going to happen with Luka Doncic on the Los Angeles Lakers. Let me play you guys. I just came across a clip. Let me play you guys a clip from, I believe his name is, let's see.
After this, we're gonna go
His
to
name
Lakers
is
Nation to hear the
Sam
comparison
Mitchell.
of what.
Yeah, Sam Mitchell.
What a real
Let's
Lakers
listen to what
fan
Sam
is,
Mitchell
or
had to
just a
say about
LeBron
Luka
fan.
Doncic. I think he's a
He's not a Lakers fan.
former
He's a
NBA
LeBron
coach,
fan. He
folks.
doesn't even
Sam
like
Mitchell.
anybody on the
So
team.
former coach in the NBA. Listen to what he said about Luka.
This is the team we have now. What are you gonna do? Trade everybody?
Without the ball, he don't cut. He don't move. He don't set screens. He's great with the ball.
I just saw this
he
video.
Does nothing
Cap.
to make his teammates better when he doesn't have the ball. And the
Luka's
problem
the
with
point
the Lakers
guard.
is Austin Reed and LeBron James are the
He
same
can cut
way.
and make
They gotta
layups
have the
and
ball
do things like that,
because
but
they
he's
don't
the
wanna
point
do the
guard.
hard things. Pass, cut, move, set screens. The reason we give Steph Curry so much credit.
I
is
literally
not
just
because
heard
he's
this.
a
I don't want to hear
traditional
this
great-
shit, bro. Shut the fuck up.
You came to the Lakers next to LeBron James, the GOAT. So what that does is now we're analyzing your game like never before. We've never analyzed Luka's game this much. I know I haven't. I know when he was in Dallas, folks, I didn't care about him, honestly. I didn't even really watch him like that when he was in Dallas, if I'm being honest with you.
And he was going crazy.
I might have watched him maybe 5 times a year, if that.
And he watched Lowry marketing in the fucking the Josh Giddey Bulls.
Nothing
The
else on.
fuck are you watching, nigga? At least they make the playoffs, bro. What the fuck do you watch, bro? Luka was cooking niggas in the bubble.
But
Since
realistically,
5
I
years
watched
ago,
Luka like that when he
Luka
was in
been
Dallas.
cooking niggas. Fuck you talking
This is the
about?
most I've watched Luka play in his entire career.
Some bullshit.
You want to know who else got exposed playing next to LeBron James, folks? Russell Westbrook.
I agree. Russell Westbrook is not good though.
Russell Westbrook also got exposed playing next to.
Let's not hear
LeBron
about
James.
Russell Westbrook. I don't give a fuck.
What did Nikola Jokic have, folks? What did he have? Like a 55-point triple-double or something like that, right? Some absurd, insane stat line. Tell me one game this season where our backs were completely against the wall and we needed Luka to be at his best and will us to a victory. You tell me one game this season Luka has done
You don't watch
what
the
Nikola
games,
Jokic
bro.
did on Christmas.
You don't watch
You
the
tell
games.
me the game.
You don't watch the games. Maybe he doesn't
Tell
have
me the
50
game.
points, but he's putting up 25, 30 a night.
How many games we done played so far? Like 30, right? Show me one game where Luka has single-handedly willed us back
It's been a team effort.
in a closely
It's
contested
been a team
game,
effort.
and he
It's-
did
why are you
what Nikola Jokic
singling
did
out
Christmas.
Luka on our losing?
You tell me one game
Is
where
Luka
Luka's
the
done
reason
that
we're losing? No,
this season.
it's not. It's our bench.
Folks,
And it's
you
the
guys
fact
remember
that
at
the
the beginning of
starters
the
have to
season,
do everything.
They were saying
They
were saying
they're
Jaylen
tired,
Brown
bro.
can't be a
The
number one
starters
option.
do everything. The bench sucks.
You guys remember that?
The bench is trash. There's
Folks, have you
nobody
guys
on our
paid,
bench.
are you guys paying attention? They're real quiet on that whole narrative now. Nobody, you noticed that, right? At the beginning of the season, everybody was saying Jaylen Brown is ass and he can't be a number one option and blah, 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 blah. How is Luka's daddy looking in Boston right now? Jaylen Brown, how is Luka's daddy looking right now, folks?
Let's check the Boston
They're
Celtics record.
quiet. They're completely quiet. Nobody is even talking about it. The Celtics are the 3rd seed. No Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown.
19-11.
What do you have? Like
They're 19-11.
Today or
Why the
yesterday,
fuck
like
are you
30.
boasting about that? Who gives a fuck? Who cares? They're 19-11 in the East. Why are you happy? Tell me that. Why are you happy that the Celtics are 19-11? Tell me that. Because the Lakers are 19-10. So we're on a 3-game losing streak. Who cares? Does that mean that we can't bounce back? Is this the season over? Have we been playing bad the whole rest of the season? We had 10 losses. That's crazy.
Jaylen Brown, he's showing you guys he can be a number one option without Jason Tatum. That's what Luka's daddy is doing. Look at Cooper Flagg. Remember, Mavericks fans were chanting "Fire Nico." You don't hear any "Fire Nico" chants anymore. You don't hear Mavericks fans complaining anymore. They're quiet. Cooper Flagg been balling. What can they say? How can they complain?
Cooper Flag been balling.
Look at what Wembanyama's doing.
Yeah, he had a couple good games. Couple good games.
They're about to probably win a championship this year. I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs won the title this year. They could go win the championship this year. So once again, Luka has been surpassed, man. And I've been living in this Laker bubble, primarily covering the Lakers. But Christmas Day, folks, when I actually sat down and watched the games on Christmas, I really realized the NBA is actually not as bad as I thought it was. It's just I've been watching Luka and Reeves, and they absolutely suck.
Bro, this
They
nigga's a hater.
absolutely suck, man.
Oh my god, I can't listen to this.
Like if we
Can't
we
listen to
compare
this.
complaining anymore.
I can't listen to this shit, bro. I can't listen to this shit, bro. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I can't listen to this.
They should have never been complaining to begin with. They were complaining like they were the Yankees. They were complaining.
Why do teams want to decimate the fucking franchise every year? We start playing good, and then 3-game losing streak, and then they start saying that we need to trade everybody. The fuck does that mean? What the hell are you talking about? I know Luka's averaging 25 points at least. So why the hell are you saying he's trash? He's not a top 20 player in the NBA? Who the fuck are the top 20 players in the NBA better than Luka Doncic?
They were the Dodgers. They were complaining like Luka was Kobe or LeBron or something, or Jordan. They should have never been complaining to begin with. They were complaining like they were the Lakers or something. Like they had like they got all these championships. Like y'all the fucking Mavericks. Y'all got one ring 14, 15 years ago. They
Now he's
trade
talking about
Luka,
the
now all of a
Mavs.
sudden y'all act like y'all just so used to winning now. Like, bro, if y'all don't knock it off, y'all literally just missed the playoffs with Luka in 2023.
I don't understand how like certain LeBron fans are just so stupid, bro. Like, bro, it's not LeBron or Luka's fault or Reeves' fault that they're losing. It's a team game. These niggas is stupid as fuck. Like, we got to play better defense. We got to have better bench rotations. We got to have better subbing. We got to have better coaching. It's a team game. He just talks shit about players like it's a players league. Everybody thinks it's a players league now. It's a team game.
Y'all literally missed the playoffs with this fraud in 2020.
Towns over Luka. I
Now, all
heard
of a
that.
sudden,
Towns
they wanna
over
act like
Luka?
they're just some
Who would take
championship
Towns over
organization 'cause They
Luka?
went to one finals.
Towns can barely make a 3 from Jimmer range.
The Mavericks
Luka
aren't
can
joke.
shoot from
They're
half
their
court.
fan
Luka
base.
pulls up from half court.
Actually, not even their fan base. Those Luka fanboys. That's what they.
Fanboys.
That's what I'm referring to. Those Luka fanboys.
There are not even that
were
many
chanting
Luka
"Fire
fanboys."
Nico," they were pathetic. Are you a Luka fanboy?
I'm a crash out man, and I'm about to crash out with your permission. May I crash out?
Go ahead, man.
You just kept needling, guy. You just kept needling and pushing and pushing and pushing. You didn't want AR. You didn't want these blows. LeBron fan. You put Rob in a corner and he started fighting back. He started crashing out. And
What the hell is going on in this segment?
Tomfoolery everywhere. Look to your left. Look to your right. Look at Luka. You caused them to crash out. Reggie, you're pushing everyone to the edge, man.
Folks,
LeBron has his biggest contract of his
Luka Doncic,
career almost.
like I said, of all
they
the
didn't get
players
no
I
role
watched on
players.
Christmas,
You know what I mean?
of all the superstar players of their respective
The Spurs
teams
are the
that
best
played
team
on
in the
Christmas,
NBA right now,
that
other
would
than the
be
Oklahoma
Donovan
City Thunder.
Mitchell, Jalen Brunson.
The Spurs are the scariest team in the NBA
Steph,
right now.
Cooper Flag, Wemby, SGA.
OKC is definitely the
Kevin
number
Durant,
one favorite, but I think the Spurs are the team that is really scary right now.
LeBron,
They're showing
Nikola
everybody
Jokic,
they're
Anthony
really
Edwards.
like that,
Luka
and
was
they
the
got a
worst-
whole deep
Luka's the worst
squad.
one. Luka's the worst one.
Luka's the worst one.
Luka's
Oh
the
my
worst
God.
one.
Let me-
Luka was the
I gotta
worst.
fast forward. This is blasphemy.
Blaming Vando. They start blaming fucking Bronny. They're gonna blame Bronny. Bronny James.
He averaged 4 points.
Definitely, we watched Luka take. I just said Luka was going crazy back in the day in the playoffs. What does a regular season 3-game losing streak have to do with Luka's overall play style? And now they're treating him like the Mavericks were treating him.
So let's stop.
Like
right
Nico treated him, not the Mavericks.
Ladies
Nico
and
treated
gentlemen,
him.
You guys see it every day. When the Lakers lose, they blame everybody under the sun except fucking fat ass Luka. And he's supposed to be the number one option.
He's calling Luka fat. Luka is not fat. Luka is not fat. He literally lost weight this season. Even if he put on an extra 5 pounds, he's not fat. He's in playing shape. He's in mid-season. Like, maybe he got injured for a couple games, but like he had a calf injury. You know how that affects your play style? Your legs are under you the whole time playing basketball. You're running for fucking 48 minutes or how many minutes is the game? I don't even remember. But you're running for 12-minute quarters. Yeah, that's 48 minutes. You're running for 48 minutes and then you're tired by the end of the game. They're exhausted. The starters are playing all the minutes and the bench is doing absolutely nothing. And then the players that we have on the bench are all injured. And now Reeves is injured too. We lost Reeves in that game too. And he's not a Reeves fan, so he's going to say that Reeves is not a he's not going to help the team.
Lakers leader, the best player, all that. They blaming LeBron.
73-point game. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts.
They blaming everybody else. But y'all brought him here because y'all thought he was going to be the number one option and the best player to carry you into the future. He can't even carry you past Victor Wembanyama. He can't carry you past Victor Wembanyama. He can't carry you past SGA. He can't carry you past Anthony Edwards. He damn sure can't carry you past Nikola Jokic. He's not better than any of these guys.
This is crazy to hear that people
He
act
ain't-
like
He
Luka's a bum.
couldn't beat Sengun in the playoff series. We just saw them play the Rockets yesterday. He wouldn't beat Sengun.
He was just averaging
Playoff
40. I
series.
swear to
Sengun
God.
will-
I swear
bust
to
him up.
God. They hate Luka, and
You're
it's
not
not even.
beating
It's not
nobody.
because. It's not
Who are you
because
gonna
Luka
beat?
is
Y'all talk about the next
bad.
10
They hate him
years.
because of this.
Nigga, please.
And it's
Do
all
you see
it's self-hate
that
too.
long
People hate people
7'5"
that don't look like them.
motherfucker in
People hate
San
people that
Antonio?
look like them.
He's about 10
People just
years?
hate nowadays for no reason. You're losing, you're not winning, they're gonna hate you. You're winning, you're not good enough. Oh, you're not good enough. I need AD back. I need this person back. I want who I want because I'm selfish and I want to be happy and root for the players I want to root for. I hate him because I'm biased. That's how people are. That's how people are when it comes to sports. They're biased. They don't tell the truth. Why not tell the truth? If you're watching it and seeing it every time, it's facts. Why not tell the truth? You can see the games. You can see the stats. The defensive numbers is what's down right now. The plus minus that's irrelevant. I don't care about plus minus. That's part of winning games. You're not gonna have a high plus minus if you're losing games. They talk about Luka's defense, but refuse to bring up how SGA has a worse playoff blow by percentage. Luka also averages the same amount of steals as SGA. I feel like the Oklahoma City Thunder are so fortunate to be where they are right now. Because they're rolling and they got a groove ever since they won the championship. If they didn't win that ring last year, if Halliburton didn't get injured, they could have lost that. They could have lost that easily. If Halliburton wasn't injured, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they might lose that game 7. If he comes in that game 100% healthy, no calf injury, I just think people just like to overrate
please.
everything.
10 years. 10 years, these black balls. 10 years, this cock.
Hey, yo!
How's that?
Pause.
10 years.
No. We got to
10
skip.
years,
No, I'm not
Brunson.
listening to that.
The worst.
Oh, here we go with the ads.
To live in
I
right
need ad
now
blocker.
is New
Don't tell me
Jersey,
again.
And nobody's.
Here comes his long, ominous pauses. I've unfollowed Locker Room for this reason alone.
You niggas went to Venice Beach.
His takes are too just wild. And I just like reacting to the videos sometimes because I like hearing what he has to say, but it's so biased.
Found any white boy you could and threw him on the Lakers. Talking about they the Beach Boys. Nigga, please. The Beach Boys. The fuck out of here. The Beach Boys. That's where they belong, on Venice Beach, playing basketball over there. At Venice Beach. Not on the Lakers. I've never heard of an NBA team talking about we're gonna build our team around an undrafted bum. Who does that? Who builds their team around an undrafted bum?
They're calling
I've never heard
Reeves
this
a
in my
bum
life.
now. They're calling Reeves a bum
Niggas
now.
are talking about they're gonna build a team around Reeves and Luka. Y'all do realize Reeves is an undrafted fraud, right? I could see building a team around Kyrie and Luka. Like Kyrie.
I love how he brought up the Celtics. I love how he brought up the Celtics have been doing better than the Lakers, and the Celtics are 19-11. Like, what the hell is he talking about? And they're in the East. So why the hell would he bring up Jaylen Brown is better than Luka Doncic? How is Jaylen Brown better than Luka Doncic? He's just not. He can't shoot. He has no left hand. All he does is drive. He can shoot a little bit, but it's because he has to. That's not what he's good at. Luka's really like that. I've seen it before. Luka's like that. OKC got lucky with injuries. CBA, Nico trading Luka to the Mavs. We're already eliminating OKC in the playoffs and cooking them in the regular season. The Mavs beat OKC 3 times last season. Now the Spurs are cooking them. OKC is overrated. It's a fact. OKC's been overrated. And then when I hear people saying, oh yeah, it's going to be a runaway. This is going to be such a boring season. It's an 82-game season. You think it's like, I don't even remember. Which team, was it the 73-9 team that lost, or was it a different team that lost in the playoffs that had a crazy-ass record? The Warriors had a crazy record in one of their seasons and still lost. So who cares? I don't give a fuck about the regular season like that. Y'all niggas staring at stats like that are bullshit. Niggas ain't even trying in the regular season. I know LeBron ain't. He's at the age where he can't exert full energy all season long. Then he won't be able to play in the playoffs.
Luka's a third pick. That makes sense. You talking about building a team around a motherfucker that went undrafted?
Still talking about Reeves.
Wait, this guy.
He hates Reeves.
How long
Another
does
ad,
THC stay
man.
in your system?
How come live streams have so many ads?
Level 3 is booty.
I don't
Level
want to
2
see
is
that.
cheeks. This ain't it at all.
I don't want to see the
Go when a
stupid
nigga
ass
gets traded?
metric. Just talk
Funny.
basketball.
He said I have him ranked for James Harden.
Yeah, he's about one level above James Harden. That's about it for me, man.
That's funny, man.
One level
You know,
above
honestly,
James
like,
Harden.
real
That's
talk,
crazy.
on any given day, he's either going to be ranked one level above James Harden or one level below James Harden, personally speaking. On any given
Deport
day.
Luka to the G League.
Right.
Oh my God,
You know,
these men are smoking crack.
Because, like I say,
They need to stay off the
I know that
fence.
people really kind of give him credit for getting to the finals.
This is hurting my brain
I
right
have
now.
to give him some credit, but we all know that,
They went to the finals, the Mavs.
Irving was the one that won 2 pivotal series, you know what I'm saying?
Kyrie
And,
gets the credit now.
Like
Kyrie got the credit for LeBron too.
A major component.
That's crazy.
He needed Irving more than people actually, like to kind of, ignore. You know what I'm
He
saying?
needed Irving more than
I don't
people
really
like
give him
to
too much credit
ignore.
for the finals too much.
He needed
because when
Irving.
it came to the finals, I mean,
Came
we
to
saw
the
what he was
finals
made
and
of.
we saw when he was
And
winning.
it was fool's gold. So, yeah. So that's why I got him one level above Harden or one level below, depending on the day.
I don't agree with any of these.
Okay,
takes.
give me 1 second. 444. We got Jesus. Shout out to Jesus with the $5 super chat.
Fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy.
LeBron fans.
He says deport Luka to the G League.
Locker Room is not a real Lakers fan. He's a LeBron fan that is so biased. He's the most biased LeBron fan ever. I tried to listen to him for a while. It wasn't as bad. But as he gets more bitter from the team losing little games or missing, like losing in the playoffs, or somebody misses a shot when they're wide open, he's just gonna grill people to the death, and it doesn't make sense because you are a human being. This is not normal for you to roast your own team like this that much. What's the point? Who do you even like on the team? You didn't say one positive thing about anybody on the team. What's the point of the video? Does it mean that the Lakers need to trade everybody?
Hashtag Lost Clippers.
Yeah, Irvin be choking.
I wasn't expecting you to go there. That's actually funny. Very interesting.
He said, "Low, yeah, he needed Irving to show up in the finals, but he choked."
That's actually good, man, that you said that.
When Kyrie was on the Celtics, remember that? Remember when Kyrie was on the Celtics?
Do that is so spectacular? The answer is nothing. Anyone can shoot up, can be a shot jacker. Anyone can. Any player in the NBA can be a shot jacker if they're allowed to be a shot jacker. So I don't view that as spectacular. Okay? The same 2 or 3 moves he does, I mean, cool. What's exciting about that? You know, honestly, the more the league is advancing, people are understanding how to defend him very well.
Luka does not do the same 2 or 3 moves.
When the refs aren't giving him the calls, what is he?
He doesn't do the same 2 or 3 moves.
Right?
He's got a bag. Luka's bag is so deep. Luka's bag is so deep. I don't think they know this is the player that went pro when he was like 16 or 17. Luka is just like Wemby. Luka is just as good as Wemby. If you think Wemby is better than Luka right now, just because Wemby's playing good, and he just started playing good, this is crazy, bro.
The offensive, power that he can come with sometimes.
Wemby's an amazing talent,
but
he's got limitations to his game too.
So I don't really look at that as something positive. I mean, you give anybody an opportunity to say, listen, man, you can shoot it whenever you want. I mean, eventually you're going to get your numbers, right? Most likely. But what does it take? What are you giving up? I mean, he doesn't move with pace. Yeah. What does he do?
The reason why I say that was a very good point that you mentioned, because you said he's depending on the day one level above or below James Harden. Now, when I started the show, I was like, because I was thinking about this just in the car just now before I went live, and I had to change the title of the show because I really thought about it, and I'm like, bro, I don't even think he's top 20 in my mind. And I started naming out the players that I would take over him, and I didn't even mention James Harden. And I think most people at this point in James Harden's career, most people would probably say, I don't know,
Luka was getting his average on one leg against a super team in Boston, but disappeared offensively. But his team disappeared offensively. The clowns on his show do not know basketball. It's true. That's why he lets them talk, because he's agreeing. He lets people in that are able to spew what he likes. He knows what he's doing. He's like, oh, another caller into the show. And if they don't agree with him, he kicks them off.
Harden is top 100. James Harden is, think about it, right? There was a moment where James Harden had a lot of buzz.
Doesn't move with pace. Luka controls the pace and can average a 40-point triple-double if his teammates can shoot or create. It's a fact.
Okay, during the regular season.
Luka just needs the right team around him. And right now, the team is not built for Luka to win.
Kind of really modify his game a little bit.
The bench, and we need more shooting, and we need more defense. That's the main holes in the team are the shooting and the defense.
But the bottom line is we're over.
Luka needs
and that's the thing that's happening.
People that are able to cut
Luka
and
has
shoot
a very small window
on his team.
The dude is
'Cause he's
already
a point
breaking
guard.
down, and he's like 27.
They're acting like Luka should be moving off ball all game. Like he can move off ball some of the game, but Luka's the point guard.
His knees are bad. These are all the signs. Like I heard the mayonnaise media. You know, I guess they formed a group now where they all come together and it's called Lakers Collective. I mean, it's just stupid. It's just damage control, and they look pathetic because they realize that they don't even
The
believe in
mayonnaise
Luka. You
media.
can see it all over their face. This is not it.
That's fucked up.
Asshole.
I'm not even gonna watch that shit.
Now you're the
Mayonnaise
one that
media.
they're coming and
That's
they're trying
just
to take
racist.
whatever it is that you're trying to go get. So to me,
Mayonnaise media.
I
That's
just don't.
racist.
I just don't see the way. I don't see a pathway
That's
for Luka to ever
racist,
really
bro.
win a
What the
championship.
fuck?
Not with the way the league is trending
Every
right now.
superstar
because
needs to be on the
Christmas
right
Day
team
really
around.
showed
Yeah,
me
facts. You saw Kawhi. Kawhi looks amazing when the
There's
team's
some
built
elite
right
basketball
around
being
him,
played
but
right
when the
now.
team's not built
And
right around
I've
him, he
been living
can't
in
do
a Laker
nothing.
bubble
It makes him
where
look like a
I've been
completely
watching
different
bad
player.
basketball,
And then when people are
and
getting
Christmas-
injured, yeah, Rudy Gobert is a fact of that. Rudy Gobert needs to be on a certain type of team to excel, and he's not a floor raiser. His aunt is a floor raiser. Luka is a floor raiser. We got players on the team that are floor raisers out there. You need to build a team around somebody with the right pieces. And when Nico had Luka, he didn't put any. He put some of the right pieces around him, and then he wanted to trade him. After going to the finals a year ago, that's crazy.
I really just sat down and watched everybody else, and I'm like, no, other teams are
The year
actually
before,
playing
2 years
legitimate
ago,
basketball. Like it's no drama, there's no storylines, there's no first take segments about the best third option, all this nonsense. There's no trades, no major trade or nothing. It's just pure basketball. And I just don't see it. Like I said, I'm just talking about the teams out west that he would have to go through to get to the finals. You still got to play the team in the East.
Well, so I agree with you. I think that the construction and the
He's putting low lights up. Like this is crazy. He's putting low lights up. I can't watch this. The same clip. He missed one shot. He missed one shot. He had to play the same clip over and over again because Luka rarely misses. You had to find a clip where he actually missed. Yo, that's crazy.
Manager, they really thought they had everyone fooled.
Oh, I feel you. He had so many game-winning shots in his eye. Rudy Gobert like this. Rudy Gobert like this. With his hand up. And Luka's just shooting over him every time. Step back in his face.
Reeves gets to shine. Looks like an all-star. All the media is talking about him. They're saying he's the second best option. I mean, all this stuff the value was just increasing. And then it happened. It crashed. And the agent was looking at something being absolutely destroyed, value being demolished by the seconds.
I just want to hear the comparison of what him and Lakers Nation has to say. Cause
from that standpoint, but I mean, I thought you guys
I just
were
want
like
to hear what they have
analysts
to say.
or whatever, So I thought there was going to be like some level of objectivity going on here, but clearly there's none. So I guess that's where my frustration comes in at. But yeah, in terms of Reeves, though, yeah, it's just a play to make sure that either A, he doesn't get traded because he's injured, or B, they want to basically protect his numbers because over his last 4 games, 4-4-4, he's been averaging like 14 points. This isn't the same 28 point per game scorer that they've been raving about. His production's basically been cut in half now that he's not getting free throws. But that's one thing I will say that I am noticing and I am liking that the NBA did is that they're not giving them these stupid fouls anymore. Have you been noticing that?
Yes, I have. I noticed it first in the first game with San Antonio and Shea. I've always said this. Let's see what Shea is when he don't get the calls.
That's a good take.
And we see what he is, you know? Same for Luka, same for Reeves. That's it. Every day he got to realize, like, yo, I got this guy.
I'm on his ass.
I'm out just on my ass.
Right, because if you think about it, he's about to miss a month. He about to miss the whole month of January, basically 444. He's never missed this much time. I mean, even the injury itself. I've never heard of this before. They said it was like a gastra. Hold on, let me see if I can see what this injury was called. They said it was a gastra something.
What?
Gastrinomas.
Calf injury.
Calf
A
injury.
calf. I thought it was calf.
Calf injury. Free throws are part of the
but
game.
they
That's a
called it
fact.
like a
It's like
gastro-
if Shaq could make free throws and he was that dominant too. If they had to hack Shaq and he was that dominant and he can make free throws too, what would people do? If you can make your free throws and you could get to the line, why is that against the rules? You can make your free throws, get to the line, and make free throws. But at the end of the day, the refs shouldn't be blowing the whistle at every single little touch. That's facts. That's facts. Especially
it's like having another
during that
producer in the room
Kings
that knows
series
exactly what you're
when
talking
Kobe
about.
played
This
Chris
is
Webber.
the fastest
They
way.
didn't get one whistle. They didn't get one
Look,
whistle.
I'm going to tell you right now. It's a name to it. Yeah, they calling it a gastrocnemius strain. I've never even heard of this before. I've never heard of that before. Like, they're just making stuff up now. It says a gastrocnemius strain, commonly referred to as a pulled calf muscle, is caused by tears in the fibers of the main calf muscle, which can occur during any number of basketball activities, from running and jumping to cutting quickly to changing directions on the court.
The elite teams, and that's one of the worst kept secrets in sports. It's just like they're gonna have to. To me, Reg, did you see that interview? I think it was the Kings game where Doug Christian and DeMar DeRozan was going in on the ref officiating.
Yeah, bro, I reported on that.
Did you see? I know you saw it whenever the reporter came up to Luka and he's like, he had that smug look on his face, and Austin came and said that about Duncan.
No, I don't know. I don't remember, bro.
He's like, I got more dunks. Like they're talking about. I think it was one of the games Luka finally dunked, and then Austin came over. He's like, I got more dunks than you.
Bro. Yeah, you talking about the clip that we always play on the show?
Gastronomasis.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to pronounce it. Gastronomus. I have no idea how to pronounce that word.
Like,
the calf strain. Gastronomosis. It's a weird word.
You're over. It's life. Whenever you're overcompensating,
He tried his best though.
we're going to be able to come in and get time that's much needed. Rui's going to get the ball more. Like we're gonna play above the rim more. And like 444 said, these teams are getting better. They're getting. One thing I noticed yesterday when I knew we was going to get blown out, these teams are just playing above the rim, man. We don't have that. We did have that, but then, like Reg, I was a Rob Pelinka guy. Like that was one argument me and you where we disagreed on for years was the Kobe guy. Like that trade definitely seems like some type of sabotage. And I feel like he should be accountable for it. Like, and hopefully he will if this Austin Reeves situation, stuff like this is his last straw. And I know it's his last straw. I'm talking about Rob Pelinka. If he don't get the right move for Austin Reeves clearly getting traded. If he don't make the right move and make up for us losing, Max Christian, one of the best wings in the league, and like I always said he would be, like Brad already said he would be. You know what I'm saying? We gave up the first round #1 pick apparently. Cooper Flag was a generational talent, one of the best white boys since Larry Bird to me, and AD the both sides of the player above the rim, 6'11", 7-footer. Yeah.
These takes are pure trash.
That's real.
Here we go. Next
Somebody called me,
video.
but yeah, I feel like he's gonna be held accountable, and like you said, 444. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. This one.
Let's hear what Trevor Lane has
This
to
is
say.
day 1 of my husband doing Tai Chi walking workout. This is day 21 of my husband doing...
When the Lakers show up tomorrow, and I've been talking about this all season, when the Lakers show up on Sunday, I've been asking for it all season. I want to see fire. I want to see them angry. I want to see
Completely
them
different type of video. Completely different
that
type
what
of
we've
video.
seen recently
I'll be right
is
back.
not a true indicator of what they are. That everything we saw up until this point in the season was not a mirage, was not fake. It was real. There was something to it. That's what I want to see from this Lakers team. I want to see some type of determination, grit. I want to see that from this team. Because so far, every time they've lost a game, I've talked about this. I've talked about the Lakers needing to come back, needing to prove themselves. Think about some of the worst losses of the season. And look, it is only until this 3-game losing streak that they've lost 2 in a row. But, for example, the Atlanta loss, that was a really bad, non-competitive, no-show loss. You wanted to see them come out with fire the next game against the Charlotte Hornets. They didn't really do that. They came out and they got the win. They kind of went through the motions, messed around a little bit, ultimately got the win because Charlotte's just not very good. We haven't seen the Lakers really bounce back from a loss with fire in their eyes, with the determination to go out there and prove something. In fact, I don't think we've seen the Lakers compete with a true desire to win in a little bit here. Have they had some fun games? Yes, absolutely. Have they had some good performances? Yes. But have they had many games where you think, man, they just wanted it more than that other team did? No, I don't think they have. And this recent stretch, this 3-game losing streak, they definitely look like the team that wants it less. And I want to see, for a change, this team look like they want it more. And that means hustling. That means flying all over the court, doing what you can. They're not an inherently fast team. We can talk about the lack of athleticism. We certainly will. But I want to see this team come out annoyed. I want to see this team reflect the fan base right now. Because Lakers fans are annoyed right now at this group, are frustrated, are grossed out by this group right now and what they've done over the last week. Losing to the Clippers, that was bad enough. Then you're non-competitive against the Suns. Against the Clippers, at least we say, well, you had a bunch of injuries that took place. Austin was hurt. Luka got hurt. LeBron did what he could. And you also had on top of that an outlier bad shooting night. Okay, it happens, right? Sucks that it happened against the Clippers, but it happens. Phoenix, not a competitive game. So we're not in that game, and they were outworked all game. Outworked. Very, very obviously. Not the team that wanted to win the game. Certainly not as much as the Suns did. Against the Rockets, both teams, similar situation. Both teams have lost games recently. They probably shouldn't have. Both teams needed a bounce back game. Both teams needed to prove themselves. The Rockets were the team that played like it. The Rockets.
That's
were the
crazy
team
to hear
played
that
like,
Luka's
hey,
the number
playing on
one
Christmas Day
top
matters to
selling
me.
jersey.
The Lakers.
Because the way they talk about Luka right now, it's like he can't do nothing right. And he's been balling all season. This dude's been balling out of his mind all season. So the worst 3-game stretch of the season comes down to where all the haters come out. Where were those haters when they were winning? I wanted to hear Luka sucks when he's going off. One or two bad games after a calf injury and it's over? Come on now. That ain't logical.
Did not. The Lakers' effort, their energy level, suggested they didn't really care about playing on Christmas Day. They didn't really care about winning that game. They didn't really care about proving anything. They didn't really care about what anyone's saying about them, the questions that are swirling around them. They didn't care about shutting up any of the doubters. That didn't bother them one bit based on what their actions on the floor told us. So I want to see this team finally come out and play with some fire. Play like the game matters to them. I think the closest we've seen to that was a fairly spirited performance against Milwaukee on November 15th, second night of a back-to-back, and some early matchups with the Wolves where the lingering ghosts of the playoffs seemed to propel the Lakers. That's where we saw LA really play with some passion. And we haven't seen that lately. We haven't seen it. All right. We've got a lot to get into here. They were supposed to come out with fire yesterday. Yes. Agreed. Absolutely. And they didn't. They didn't. So we've got a lot to talk about here. I'm going to be taking your questions, your comments as we go through. Somebody said release LeBron, pay him, and let him go. That just puts dead money on the Lakers' books. That doesn't do anything to help the Lakers. M. Shea in the super chat said, the Lakers ruined Christmas. I mean, it was a frustrating Christmas, for sure. Did they ruin it? I hope that your time with family and friends and all of that.
Yeah, why would they ruin
more
Christmas,
than the
bro? You
Lakers
tripping.
losing a game.
Tripping.
But yes, the Lakers
Tripping.
were not kind to Lakers fans.
Luka has an average of 40 flying back
No
and
question.
forth from Sylvania from his pregnant. Don't mention. Yo, that's
right.
crazy. He just had a
Let's get
kid.
into some of the
Luka
problems
just had a
because
kid.
I do
Think about
think
that. He just
one
had.
thing that's
He
getting
just had his
overlooked right now,
second
when we look at
kid.
the Lakers' defensive
That's
metrics,
crazy.
They've been bad.
That's crazy.
Especially over the
He's got
since the
real
month of
life.
November.
He's got a real life
I'm
now.
sorry, month of December. It's not looked good.
It's not Luka's
One of
fault.
the areas, though, I mentioned this a little bit ago over on X, that I think is getting overlooked, because I've been talking a lot about turnovers and how the Lakers need to do a better job hanging on to the basketball. And they have a little bit. They have improved a little bit. So if we go look at, let's just pull November, the Lakers, 15 turnovers per game, which is too high, obviously. They had stretches where they were much worse than that. And December, they're 14.1. So they have gotten a little bit better at taking care of the basketball.
Luka's a
they're
superstar.
15th ranked, 16th ranked now, but again,
Luka's the
they
only
went from 15
superstar
per
on
game
the team right now.
down to
LeBron is just a
14.1.
star
there-
right now.
That's something, right?
In this point of
you're
his
hanging on to the
career.
basketball a little bit more. But then we look at this, and this is, I think, more reflective of when we talk about a lack of hustle, we talk about a lack of energy. The Lakers, in the month of November, were 8th in the NBA in steals per game, 9.3 steals per game.
Yeah,
They're flying all
there's
over the court. Luka was
there's plenty of other players too. I'm pretty sure that don't have any type of defensive credentials, and they won rings. Some of them play like sandpaper defense, and they won rings. I don't know if Larry Bird won a ring, but Larry Bird's defense was terrible.
was getting 2 steals a night at that point, 9.3 steals per game, top 10 in the NBA, 8th overall
me check Larry.
in steals per game.
Larry
the Lakers
Legend.
were. Whew.
I think Larry
All right.
Legend won the ring.
You got something there, right? Defense isn't great. Not great. But at least while you're turning the ball over a ton, at least you're also forcing turnovers.
Larry Bird
right?
has
At least
3
you're also
rings.
forcing turnovers.
Larry
That gives you
Bird has
opportunities
3 rings.
to get out. Now, check this out.
I gotta check my
Look at
facts
December.
to make sure it's correct. He has
Steals
3
per game.
rings.
Up there's the Lakers.
My coach
29.
my coach said he played on the Celtics, and he played with Larry Bird, and he couldn't jump over the Sunday's newspaper. He couldn't jump over the Sunday's newspaper. Yo, Larry Legend couldn't jump over the Sunday's newspaper. How is he gonna play defense? Can't move his feet left to right. All he could do is shoot. He was a legend at shooting. And the league is changing too, where defense is even that is important. It's important to define for the playoffs. But I'm saying, like, overall, you need defenders and you need people to buy in more than you need to find a Marcus Smart nowadays, or you need to find a Draymond Green nowadays. Those players are not even doing as good in a team setting anymore. You need your star players and your role players to buy in to playing defense and team basketball. Larry could hold his own defensively? Really? That's impressive. Because he wasn't very athletic. I never watched that far back, so I can't give an educated answer on what Larry Bird looked like, because I didn't watch that type of basketball. I'm only fucking 25. But I definitely know Larry Bird was a legend.
Point. 6.4 per game. What, 35% drop in steals per game? Gone. My goodness. That I think, because steals are something where you got to put in the extra effort, you got to shoot the passing lane, you have to put the appropriate defensive pressure on in order to force the opponent into a bad pass. The Lakers, my goodness, to drop off that drastic.
That's impressive.
In steals. We could look at it and say, well, it's just it was a bad.
How about Dirk? You got a Dirk picture. Was Dirk a good defender?
You know, that type of thing. But it corresponds with what we're seeing in terms of the team's defensive rating. The month of November, defensive rating.
Was Dirk a good defender in your opinion?
Okay. That's not great, but that's
Dirk's
not bad.
an all-time great.
From this group,
Dirk's one of the. I think Dirk's like single-handedly one of the greatest power forwards of all time. Him, Tim Duncan. I don't really know who else is a power forward that's even touching Dirk and Tim Duncan.
I would take that. I'll take 15th in defensive rating, 5.6 net rating in the positive, 120 points per game scored, 114.6 given up per 100. Let's go. All right, that's fine. Defensive rating the month of December, 28th.
He said no, Dirk was not, but he could slap the balls. Sai Thompson looks like Tariq St. Patrick from Power. Who's Thompson?
In the NBA. Bah humbug. Fall off a cliff.
Amen Thompson?
You go from giving up 114 point something per game to
Sainaka Thompson. Is that a player?
10 more points per game. Surrender.
I don't know who that is.
Now, you combine those two things. Suddenly you're not getting steals anymore. Suddenly you're giving up way more points. Suddenly you look sluggish on the floor. The numbers are backing up what the eye test is telling us about this team, their effort, their focus, their hustle, all of that, and it's costing them games. And it's not all just, hey, play harder, but that's the baseline, right? That's the baseline that you need to be competitive in the NBA. You have to play hard each and every night, because otherwise you will lose games the way the Lakers have been losing games. We can also talk about personnel changes. We can talk about starting lineup changes, and that absolutely needs to happen. We can talk about all of these sorts of things. We can talk about the roster makeup. We can talk about coaching decisions. We can talk about trades they need to make, all that kind of stuff. But the numbers are.
See, this is a logical way of speaking about basketball. And he gets called the mayonnaise. He gets called the mayonnaise reporter because he's speaking logically about basketball. Young Dirk must have been nasty. I need to watch some highlight film. I gotta watch some tape after this.
That this team is not trying. This team is not playing the way they did to start the season. They're not playing with the same effort, the same intensity. That is absolutely brutal stuff from the Lakers. All right, let's go to some of your questions, some of your comments here. I hope JJ calls out the stars so the rest of the team will take him seriously, because LeBron and Luka are starting to cry to the refs too much. Yeah, look, crying to the refs has been a problem for the Lakers and for Luka for his entire career. Right? He's complaining too much. And it's interesting that Nikola Jokic, I think it was last night, actually talked about how one of the big changes he's made is talking to the referees less, and that's helped his game. You're going to get bad calls. It's going to happen. You're going to get bad calls.
Yeah, and I know Dirk used to be athletic.
Too, is the Lakers are not getting to the free throw line the way they did to start the season either. So you're going to get bad calls, though, and you have to be able to
Dirk
play
has sneaky bounce.
You have to be able to play through them. And what you're doing every time you stop and complain is you're screwing over your teammates. 28.3 free throw attempts per game in November, in December, the Lakers have 26.5. So they've lost 2 free throws per game and have dropped to 6th in the NBA in the month of December in that category. So you're making it so your teammates are not going to be able to
a 7-footer
defend
slashing and
properly,
dunking
right?
on
Because they're
dudes
gonna
with
be
Dallas
at
in them.
best a
Dallas
5-on-4
hated black
scenario.
women. LOL, my boy.
And so, if you want to let the refs hear it,
Dated
let
black
the refs hear it. The greats
women.
have done it.
Yeah, he's a
have
dog.
talked to officials, have had
Dirk
comments,
is a
have gotten
savage.
in the refs' ear. That's fine. You just need to know when to do it. You're upset. You're pissed off because there was a call missed. You got fouled. They didn't call it. Get back, play defense, and when the ball's dead, let them hear it. Have that conversation, but don't do it while the ball's live. And I think that's certainly something. It's not everything for the Lakers, but it also don't put yourself in this spot by just one thing, right? If the one thing, all it takes, to stop complaining to the officials and everything gets solved, great. We knock that off and off we go. But it's going to take multiple things, a lot of different things coming together. But yes, that is certainly part of it. Now, as far as LeBron and Luka, when we talk about hustle, we talk about effort. I haven't loved Luka's effort lately. LeBron's either, and we can talk about LeBron too. Luka stands, LeBron stands. Don't hear what I'm not saying. There's plenty of blame to go around. But when we talk about the steals number, guess whose steals have dropped off a bunch this month compared to last month? Luka. Luka was one of the top steals players in the NBA heading into the month of December.
if Miami wanted the big 3, they would have came and got me. Savage. That is so savage. That is so dope. That line is dope as fuck. If Miami wanted a big 3, they would have come and got me. Yo, that's crazy.
Month of November. Then we got into December. Where'd the steals go?
They
Down to
should've come
1.
and got
Knocked off
me.
almost 1 steal per game. Had 5 steals against Utah even to bolster his numbers. But look at the numbers he was putting up steals-wise up to this point. I do think there has been, and maybe injury is part of this, but there has been a drop-off in the defensive activity level of Luka Doncic over the last month or so. And I think that's a factor. There's also been a drop-off in his offensive efficiency. It's all corresponded. So I don't know if that's injury. I don't know if something else has changed there with him. But you look, field goal percentage-wise, okay, 43.7% last month, 43.9% this month. Great, right?
Oh, I didn't
Same limit. Now,
transition.
30.7 points per game
bad.
in December, 32.5 in November. So we see a drop-off there. What's going on? 27.7% from 3. 27.7% from deep in the month of December. Now, that could just be a cold shooting streak, but I think it also, the fact that it corresponds with a dip in the steals, when we're seeing a dip, very, very slight dip with rebounding. The assists, my God, 9.6 assists per game, down to 7.6. Now, we can say, well, LeBron's in the fold now. He's going to handle the ball a bit more. You expect a bit of a drop in assists. Sure, I suppose that's fair, but you look at Luka, the steals, the numbers, they're backing up what the eye test is saying. And again, it's not all Luka. I'm not blaming everything on him because there's a number of players that you can point the finger at. LeBron did a terrible job boxing out last night. What happened there? What? He knows better than that. Why is he not boxing out? And so when you say JJ needs to call out the stars, yeah, I'll be disappointed if the only change on Sunday is Marcus Smart is in for Austin Reeves. So, by the way, we are waiting for word on an MRI from Austin Reeves. Nothing there. So I would be surprised, honestly, if he's available on Sunday. Based on the fact that he's getting an MRI today, it's probably not a good sign that he'll be available to play on Sunday. But if it's just Marcus Smart in for Austin Reeves,
Yeah, Dirk didn't have the right team built around him.
that's going to be a problem because, yes, JJ needs to hold the stars accountable just as much as everybody else. You have to at this point. Because I'll tell you what, the other guys can't be super thrilled with the way things are going right now. Can't be super thrilled with the way the ball is moving, with the way that touches are being doled out. Because there's been a significant shift. And here's the here, I'll show you. Look at the shift. Look at this. This is, and again, it is not all Luka. It's not all on Luka.
Dirk played with a bunch of nobodies in his prime,
Luka's passes
and they
in the month
still
of
won.
November. This is how many times he passes to X player per game. 12.3 passes to Austin Reeves per game in November. 8 to Rui, 7 to Marcus Smart, 6.5 to Jake LaRavia, 6.5 to DeAndre Ayton. Okay, LeBron 5.8 passes to LeBron during that stretch. So LeBron isn't even getting the ball from, and LeBron was playing limited minutes and all that. But look at the passes to Rui. Look at Rui's 3-point percentage off passes from Luka. 48% from deep off passes from Luka. Marcus Smart even 37% from 3 on passes from Luka. Now LaRavia not so good. Austin not so good. 31% from 3 for Austin. 11% from 3.
Oh,
for
Tyson
Jake
Chandler
LaRavia.
was
Yikes,
so
that's not all
tough in
great.
his prime.
But you look at the pass volume.
Tyson Chandler was that dude in his prime. So when he finally got a center, I still think great Dirk is like number 2, second greatest power forward of all time behind Tim Duncan. That's my opinion.
Now flip to December.
I'm starting to get
what
tired.
What changed? 16.3 passes per game from Luka to LeBron. Okay, it's LeBron James. He's an all-time great, right? But that's a significant shift. Now, they ran a lot more Luka-LeBron pick and roll. So that's part of it. There's part of it where the play called for the ball to go to LeBron. That's fine. Austin, 7.5. Marcus Smart, 7. Rui, from over 8 passes per game from Luka to just 5. Shooting 60% from 3 on those passes. Only getting 5.2 passes per game.
Yeah, we need to pass the ball to Rui.
3.2. He was at 6.4. Ayton's passes from Luka cut in half. Cut in half. And yet, his passes cut in half, and Luka's generating more assists by passing to DeAndre Ayton than anyone else. He's generating more assists passing to Ayton than passing to LeBron. And
that would have been crazy if Kobe was on the Mavs. That would have been wild. Kobe and Dirk as a duo? Kobe and Dirk duo? That would have been crazy.
Per game to LeBron and 3.2 times to DeAndre Ayton. Now, I'm not trying to suggest that Luka only cares about getting assists and there's more value to a pass than just does it directly lead to an assist or not. But that's a pretty stark contrast, right? So if you are Rui, if you are DA, and you're in these situations where you say, man, you know, I need to get a touch here, I need to get in rhythm, those touches aren't coming your way right now. Now, a lot of defenses are running drop coverage against the Lakers. That's taking some of the driving kick to Rui as the open man because they're committing extra defenders to Luka. Those opportunities are diminishing. It's also taking away the Ayton pick and roll to the basket. But the point is that it's not just, hey,
Kobe and
they're
Dirk
playing
duo
poor defensively. It's not just, hey, they're not getting steals the way that they were. Their offense is also running differently. The passes are going to different places, and it's yielding very different results for this Lakers team. So there's a lot that's changed here, and a lot that still needs to change in order for this to get where it needs to be. Now, I will say that I think that part of what needs to change, as I said, is the starting lineup. And we've talked about this. We talked about it over on Lakers Collective. Rui and LeBron together simply doesn't work. It's not working. Rui is not getting, as we just saw with the passes, Rui's not getting the touches he needs anyway. And if Rui isn't getting the ball, there's no point. If Rui's not getting shots, there's no point. Rui Hachimura last night was 0 for 6. Now, I don't expect him to. Rui is a damn good shooter. I don't expect him to do that most nights. He's not going to be 0 for 6. That was a bad shooting night. But the problem is Rui was 0 for 6 with 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. That's it. In 28 minutes. If Rui is not spacing the floor for you and knocking down threes, you're not getting a whole lot from him. You're not getting a lot from him on the glass. He's typically better than 2 rebounds per game, but I mean, if he gets you 5 rebounds, you're pretty happy with that from Rui. And certainly defensively, he's a negative. But look at this number. LeBron and Rui together on the floor for the Lakers is a minus 11.7 per 100 possessions. You are losing those. And the Lakers starting lineup is a minus 16.7. That's as 0.4. And same thing with...
The lineup needs to be changed, but I don't want to hear about plus or minus.
said in a hadith Qudsi,
Yeah, Rui's tough. Rui's Rui's the best spot up shooter on the team. So Smart's a decent shooter. He's not shooting good right now. Who else can shoot? I don't know what Vanderbilt's been doing recently. He's been shooting threes, but he's not a shooter. Gabe Vincent is a decent shooter, average at best.
We can say there's injuries, there's things like that are going on. That's, of course, going to be a factor. But we look at Austin, 21.6 points per game in the month of December, 27 points per game in the month of November, 53% from the field in November, 47% in December, 38% from three is nice, 36% previous month. But the big telling thing for Austin, 11.2 free throw attempts per game in October, 8.6 in November, 6.3 free throw attempts per game in the month of December. Now, that is skewed a bit low by the last two games because he's coming off an injury. He was on a minutes limitation against the Phoenix Suns, and he still got 5 free throw attempts. But last night he only played 15 minutes, so that's going to be a factor too. So that skews his numbers a little bit there. But still, the free throw attempts, and that's with a 17 free throw attempt game in the month of December. That's with a 15 free throw attempt game in the month of December, and he's down 2.3 free throw attempts per game on average. So you had 2 outlier high free throw volume games where the Lakers were missing players and Austin was able to really get going, and you're still dropping in free throw attempts per game. So again, it's not all Luka.
Luka is at.
I think Austin is stepped back a little bit as well this month, and so there's
Luka is at 200 and AR is at top
JJ
100.
About how there's
as a defender,
that are consistently
ranked
not
LeBron is 400th in the
as much as
league.
they should be.
He's pretty much the worst defender in the league.
The same guys consistently. I think we need to hear those guys getting called out, and it doesn't mean it needs to happen publicly. But I don't care if it's LeBron. I don't care if it's Luka. I don't care if it's Vando. I don't care if it's Bronny. Whoever it is that JJ looks at and says, this guy is not pulling his weight. This guy is not showing the care factor that we need. That must be addressed. That must be changed. And my concern is if we don't see that change on Sunday, that will be a very, very bad sign. Because JJ at this point has to let loose. Has to let loose. And that's not to say JJ is blameless in this. We talk about the starting lineup. That's JJ's decision. The numbers all tell you the starting lineup doesn't work. He's deciding on this starting 5. Perhaps some of that is political to a degree, right? Do you want to keep certain guys in the starting lineup? Rui's playing for his next contract. Austin's on an expiring deal. LeBron is on an expiring deal. Probably. Are there going to be hurt feelings if you move certain people out of the starting lineup? Yep. But we're at a point where that doesn't matter anymore because you can't keep losing games. Because right now, they're fortunate to still be the 4th seed in the Western Conference. But if you keep losing games, that's not going to last long. And I'll tell you, I said it off the top, the part that's really upsetting, it's not so much just that they're losing. The Lakers could be playing awesome, and if they're losing games, people will be upset. People will be frustrated. There'll be a lot of fingers pointed. People will be saying what's wrong. That's going to be a thing. But they're losing games. They're not competitive. And that doesn't mean they're not staying close. I mean, they're not competing on the floor these last few games. That is what cannot stand. Cannot happen. JJ said, I'm not going to go through another 53 games of this. Hell no. Cannot happen. This is, if you're a coach, whatever buttons you have to press, you press them. That means throwing trash cans in the locker room. That means dropping F-bombs. Whatever it takes to get your team fired up and get your team focused and knock this off, it's got to be stopped. Has to be stopped. It has to be stopped right now. You will not win many games playing the way the Lakers did this last week. All right. All this sounds super negative. The positive is the Lakers still have 19 wins on the season. The Lakers are still the 4th seed in the Western Conference. They've played much better than this. Hopefully this ends up being a wake-up call. But there's some really disturbing things here. You guys can tell I'm not happy with what we're seeing lately. Very much bothered by it. And it's time for significant changes. And that hasn't even addressed, because I know we're going to get into it in the chat, that hasn't even addressed the trade front. And so we're going to get into that too. All right. Let's talk trades, what this team needs to do roster-wise, what they need to move. I want to get your questions, your comments, so fire them off in there. We're going to get to that. But it just so happens to be that the sponsor for today's show, well, I'll show you guys. I think it's a
Gaza is at a tipping point. The adults
vibe around this team. It's work. So people have said the same thing with Austin. Oh, it's because Austin needs to come off the bench. That's what you need to do. I think without having to take the dignity of starting away from a legend like LeBron, you can still capitalize on what he's done with the bench units. Case in point, right now, it's a very tiny sample size, very tiny, but 36 possessions, that's nothing. But LeBron with Laravia, Smart, and Vando on the floor with him is a plus 19.4. I think that's one area, and LeBron on the floor has been a net negative on the season. LeBron on the floor is a minus 5.9 right now. In fact, LeBron with either of Austin or Luka as a duo has been a net negative. LeBron, Luka, and Austin has been a net negative. Luka and Austin together is a very strong positive, but LeBron on the floor has been a net negative when out there with them. I think you try to make a starting lineup work with LeBron in it, and that means adding more defense, more athleticism. That means also letting LeBron run those second units more than I would have predicted coming into the season, but you are seeing some synergy there. And then you're looking to try to, where you can, maximize those opportunities to have LeBron and Rui not share the floor together. That's what I'm trying to do if I'm the Lakers. I don't know that bringing him off the bench is worth all the headaches that bringing him off the bench is going to bring. Because what if you bring him off the bench and it doesn't work? What if you bring him off the bench and it doesn't work out for you? Then you go back again. We're kind of into that, should Russell Westbrook come off the bench type territory. Not that LeBron is Russ or that he's that, his struggles have been that pronounced or anything like that. Certainly haven't. But if the idea is LeBron needs to run with the bench units, I think you can do that by staggering your rotation without actually having to bring him off the bench. All right, let's go here. Hey, Trev. I know our defense is bad, but what about our offense? We depend too much on our big three. No ball movement. Also, nobody on the bench is looking to score. Yeah, so that was why I wanted to get into the passes and the pass volume that we've seen recently. I do think there is a bit of stagnation from the Lakers offense. And part of that is the coverage that defenses are running when we're seeing more drop coverage. And Luka should be one, and Austin should be one to, dominate drop coverage just by taking those pull-up threes and mid-ranges and things like that and being able to take space and close.
That's my opinion, though.
When
I think that everybody's just too focused on the media and what,
they've struggled a bit against it. But where the Lakers have really been at their best is when teams will blitz Luka to try to get the ball out of his hands. And part of it is Luka's not scoring as efficiently as he was last month, Austin as well. And so teams are not as desperate to get the ball out of Luka's hands because when they do blitz, Luka does a great job reading those blitzes and will do a fantastic job hitting the open man. And that's where players like Rui are going to thrive. I think in general, though, there's something to the idea that you need to be moving the ball more to get guys engaged. Because when we talk about the lack of effort defensively, we talk about the lack of effort on that side of the ball. And by the way, I'm just looking right now.
I feel like they it's either we're bringing down players of the past in that era, or we're putting up this era and saying that this person is better than this. I don't like comparing players all the time because mostly they're different positions. They got different play styles. They played for a different culture and coach and team and setting. They played in different times. They're not the same age. All these players we're comparing, they're not really even, they don't even really measure up to each other in terms of comparisons, because it's just it's hard to compare everybody with each other because it's a team game. If this was fucking what sport? Fucking tennis, we could be like, oh, no, Djokovic is the best or whatever. You know what I mean? Kobe gets hate. Kobe gets mad hate. And I would know because my name's Kobe too. Kobe's get hate. Back to the video.
And they have been too high, no question. Turnovers in the month of November, 4.1 per game. Turnovers in the month of December, 4.9. So even the turnovers have gone up right now for Luka. But
that's the main point. Is like I feel like at the end of your career is when you should be thinking about I'm this, I'm that, or blah blah blah. We did this, we did that. Nowadays, while you're in the middle of your season, people are trying to change their teams. They're trying to trade everything. They're not like Dirk. Like you said, Dirk didn't get the players that he wanted, and he won one ring. Dirk won one ring because he didn't he didn't have a team built around him. Everybody else nowadays is they're fighting to build their own teams as their own coach. The best player is the coach now, is the GM. The best player is the GM on the roster nowadays. Oh, get me this player, get me this guy, give me that guy. That's the NBA though. Like nowadays, it started with LeBron, but I don't think he's the only person that. Kawhi did it, like other people did it. Kyrie did it. KD did it. So it's like some of the greatest players in the world are going to easier places to win, and they're not even winning. So it's just like it's crazy. Kobe is top 2 after MJ. I agree. I could agree on that. The people crown you the GOAT, not yourself. Facts. That's true. Kobe had a different mentality too. He was just mentally on a different level. You can tell when somebody's on a different level mentally too, because they're focused and they don't let anything deteriorate them. He told Shaq, "Get off your ass and get a bag, bro. Like get earn your paper. You say you're the greatest player, but you don't try." I feel like LeBron plays like Shaq a little bit. He's lazy. He's just a lazy player that has all the talent, but he's lazy. He could do it. He used to be able to do it more, but now he's becoming lazy. And he's getting old, so I can't say that he's not fucking. He's not fucking like trying to be ass. I guarantee you, but he's not. I feel like he's trying to pace himself, and he's just being a pussy and trying to. Finesse his way into a good spot into the playoffs by not trying as hard than he has to or not giving effort. He's not giving effort. And that's the thing that, people hate about LeBron the most is that when it's time for him to step up, sometimes he just doesn't give the effort or he's just too passive. Kobe was a killer.
When you've got Rui,
Kobe would
getting
walk
those
you
kick-out
down.
threes.
2-3
Luka
dribbles,
drives off
cross,
of a pick and
fade
roll.
away.
The play
Splash.
gets blitzed. Luka splits
Kobe was
some
clutch.
drive, kicks out Rui open corner 3. Boom. That's going to get Rui engaged, right? That's you're getting touches on the ball. You feel like you're part of the game. You're bought into it. Same thing with DeAndre Ayton. Hey, they're going to find me rolling to the basket. They're going to find me for my little 15-footer. I'm going to look good out there because I'm playing with Luka. I'm playing with LeBron. I'm playing with Austin, right? So I think there's something to the offense being too much attacking a switch in an ISO situation and not enough off-ball movement. And I think they've recognized that because we've started to see Luka off-ball, cutting off ball, LeBron cutting off ball. We're starting to see more of that, but we do still need to see more ball movement in general from this team. I don't think that's a question. Pretty clear. They do need to move the basketball more, and we need to see more off-ball activity for them. So lots to work on there for the Lakers. Lots to work on. I'm just curious here. I have not looked at this lately, so I'm curious to see on the season let's look at this together. How do the Lakers stack up in terms of their ball movement on the season? Passes made, Lakers.
The body scanner reveals the brutal truth about your body.
Yeah,
that
it's
your regular
true.
Scale will never tell
Kobe
you.
helped
For
LeBron
weeks,
get
my
those gold medals.
Well, there you have it. There you have it.
And
Second
Curry,
fewest
too.
passes per game. Now,
Curry's a killer.
passes per game don't
Curry's a
necessarily
killer,
equate
too.
to success. The Oklahoma City Thunder, who, unless they're playing the Spurs, have been very, very good, are significantly below the Lakers in passes per game. They're also a very low turnover team. So, and some of that, though, is probably because they're also forcing lots of turnovers and they're getting transition opportunities. By the way, the Lakers' fast break point scoring, not surprisingly, has dropped along with the steals going down over the month of December. But so the Lakers are a low pass team. And sometimes teams can rack up passes for nothing. You can move the ball around and not actually create it. Passes aren't necessarily indicative of creation. But when we look at assists, the Lakers dead last in the NBA in assists per game. So do the Lakers need to see more ball movement? Yeah. I think for multiple reasons, both when it comes to diversifying the offense, but also for getting other guys involved.
That's obvious.
And getting guys version of Trevor Ariza. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That would help in a big, big way. That wasn't what they got. And so there continued to be this hope for a player that doesn't exist in that time. It's the right guy, but at the wrong for his type. Paul was right in that. Was Rich Paul right in his overall assessment of the Lakers? It wasn't anything new. It wasn't anything groundbreaking. It was what we've been saying for a long time, but yeah, probably. As far as if JJ is upset because certain guys are consistently not showing that they care, Vando Smart and Laravia's minutes are about as secure as they can be, because those guys that don't always make the right choices, they don't always have the prettiest play style, but their effort is without question. Would you trade Rui for Pat Williams in 3 seconds? I know the contract sucks, but gives you more assets to work with. Yeah, maybe. I'd consider doing something like that. Just because it gets you 3 second-round picks. And you could argue that Pat Williams may be a better fit for the Lakers. He's not a huge contract either. He would eat into your flexibility over the summer. But do you now have more opportunities to go make moves with those 3 second rounds? That's one of the problems for the Lakers when it comes to the trade front. It's that they only have one future first. They only have one future second that they can move right now. That's not a lot to play with out there on the trade market. Start Vando if the fifth starter isn't meant to get more touches. Yeah, I mean, if the ball's not going to get to that fifth starter much, that means they have to do everything else. They have to be a good rebounder. They have to be a good defender. They have to be a hustle guy. They have to be somebody that's going to hit the floor after the loose ball, somebody that's going to force turnovers. Is the player I'm describing Rui Hachimura? No. In fact, he's the opposite of those things. And I like Rui. That's the thing that sucks. I like Rui. I like Rui as a player. I think he's a good, a very, very good shooter. But if that's what you're trying to get out of that player, is do a player who's going to do all the other stuff, that's not even good for Rui Hachimura. Is it time to trade Rui? He wants to start. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you're not opposed to it. At this point, that's the other thing. We're talking about like changes are coming. If this continues, Rob Pelinka has to. I'm talking about by this, I mean the energy, the care factor for this team. If that continues, Rob Pelinka has to be very open to making significant moves. And I mean trading away players that maybe he wouldn't consider otherwise. He's got to be very open because you have to change. Like that would say, you know, something is rotten in Denmark, right? That's you must alter whatever poison has infected the team at that moment. If the team is not competing, they're not playing hard, that has to be addressed. And I'm not saying that Rui is the reason for that or anything like that. Don't hear what I'm not saying. But if this stretch continues, Rob Pelinka is going to have to make maybe more significant changes than he would have liked to. We'll see. As far as trading Rui, he's an expiring $18 million contract. I question what the fit's going to be long term with Rui and Luka. He is a great play finisher, and Rui at the 4 has worked. I think there's a world where Rui can be your starting 4 post LeBron. I don't think Rui can be a starter with LeBron. And you can argue that even post LeBron, what you would ideally want from the other 3 players, if you're building around Luka and Austin, is things that Rui's not in terms of hyper athletic, defensive minded dogs, right? Toughness, all of that. That's not describing Rui. Maybe not even describing DeAndre Ayton. So I think you need to be at a point where you can question what Rui's long-term fit is with this team, and you're not totally opposed to moving on from him. And if you pick up some extra assets and doing so, I don't think the Lakers should be opposed to cashing in on value either. I think that's one of the things they've done poorly over the years is cash in on value at the opportune moment and turn players into pick. Look at the Spurs. What do? They cashed in on value on players like Derek White, on players like DeJounte Murray. They cashed in at the right moment, and they got assets for them. Now they were going into a tank. OKC cashed in at the right. Hey, we've got Paul George. Okay, he wants to move. All right, we're going to cash in on these assets, and we're going to get a bunch of future assets. That's one thing that I think has happened too often on this Lakers roster is that value has expired while still on the books, rather than it being turned into something for the future. Okay, we'll do a few more here. Doncic, Reeves, Smart, LaRavia, Ayton. Yeah, if LeBron wasn't available.
Daughter's wedding is in a month. I don't want us to look like Beauty and the Beef.
Darling, relax. We have plenty of...
My favorite player, but LeBron checked out. He wants out for real. Look, the Lakers not trading LeBron unless LeBron goes to the Lakers and says, trade me. And if he does, he has a no-trade clause. So that's something that LeBron would have to go to the Lakers and say, this isn't fun anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Trade me. And even then, finding a team that can trade for LeBron on a $52.6 million contract that wants to trade for LeBron, very difficult. So I don't think you should expect significant assets back in return.
Doesn't LeBron have a no-trade
LeBron
clause?
were to be traded somewhere, and I
you have to waive his no-trade
I would not
clause.
predict the LeBron trade. Luka is a Laker. You never say never in today's NBA. But even if LeBron were to go and tell the Lakers, I want to be traded, they would have a difficult time actually executing it. That would be tough. So I would not expect a LeBron trade. Never say never in the NBA, but I would not expect a LeBron trade. Rob might be have to be the first to go. I mean, you have new ownership in place. Sometimes that's what happens. New ownership comes in. A lot of times it's what happens. And they want to put their own people at the helm. It's the way it goes. Rob, I think, has been hit or miss on the big moves, have gone very well. There have been some smaller ones that haven't. I thought he had a good summer. Thought he had a really strong summer, getting Marcus Smart and Ayton and LaRavia, moving up to draft a new Thero, using no future draft capital. Did some impressive stuff. But now is the real test. Like, we knew going into the season that the team was not strong enough, that there were changes that needed to be made still. But he made enough moves over the summer that I thought it was defensible, at least, to say, let's go into the season, see what we've got, and then make changes from there. But now we're here. They've done, I think, better than expected overall. To be the 4th seed in the West right now, I think they've done better than expected overall. And now it's to the point where those changes need to be made. Can you execute them or can you not? Because you need to go find those players. So can you execute that? That's the challenge for Rob Pelinka. And he's got to get it done. Got to get it. And it's not an easy market to do that in. It's not easy to find the types of players the Lakers need. But he's got to find a way. All right. Agreed that it's not Adu's time yet. To that point, would love for Jarris Walker and have him and Adu be our 3-4 combo in the future. Sure. Yeah, I don't know how you get him. But I think rather than focus on the future, that you need to focus on guys that can step in and help you right now. I think Adu can be very good for the Lakers in the future, though. We'll see where it goes. Would you eat Jordan Poole's contract if you could land Herb Jones? Same for eating Monk's contract to get Ellis. like when you get to that point, you start stacking up Jordan Poole's contract, because Jordan Poole is really superfluous on this Lakers team. You already have Austin, you already have Luka. Now, it helps that it's only a 2-year deal. So it depends on what's going out. On a 2-year deal, maybe. Like, that's how good of a fit I think Herb Jones is. And then you have an expiring $34 million Jordan Poole. Like, can you not give up? By the way, I don't expect the Pelicans to do this at all. So, yeah. But can you not give up a first in that deal for taking on Poole's contract? Because if that's the case, and then you've got Jordan Poole's expiring $34 million contract over the summer to play with, plus draft capital to attach to it, maybe there's an argument for it. But if it's Jordan Poole and Herb Jones for Rui, Gabe, Maxey, Dalton, your first, I don't even know if the math works on that, probably doesn't. Dalton, no, it doesn't. You're short there still. Plus draft capital and, you know, giving up all the stuff, that's where you're just staring down Jordan Poole probably being on the team next year. And I just don't think he fits at all for what the Lakers need. Lakers should get Nick Claxton long term. Look at his advanced stats on defense. I like Nick Claxton. The question is, what's the cost? We talked about going and getting Nick Claxton last summer. I do like him. The question is, though, what is it going to cost to get him? And are you going to go get him right now? Because the answer is probably no. You've committed to DeAndre Ayton, and DeAndre Ayton has not been bad. He's been good for the Lakers. He's been good overall. I like what they've got out. Ayton was a no-show last night, but Ayton also tends to kind of follow the vibe of the team. But I don't mind Nick Claxton at all. The question is, what's the cost? If you're having to give up a future first, all that, I don't see it. If you're going to give up a first, you need to get a long-term fit at the wing. All right, last one we'll do. M-Dread, they can waive and stretch Braun salary facts. No, they can't.
This pisses me off. They strip table salt down to 2 minerals, call it healthy, and then wonder why people are inflamed. The Red Book shows the truth, but only if you actually read it. Let me explain. This isn't your typical herbal book. It's a manual. Digestion issues?
They could waive him, but they can't stretch him at this point. Not for this year. Now that we're in season, you can't waive and stretch the salary right now. They could have done that over the summer. There's a deadline. I think it's in September. I'd have to go look, but there's a deadline to waive and stretch a player and have that salary be stretched in the current
Age is not a thing to play with, man. Once you start getting old, bro.
Let's say you
Once you start getting old, bro, it really shows.
Let's say you waived and stretched Jared Vanderbilt. Okay, you waive and stretch Vando. What would happen is the money for this year would be set at $11.5 million. The remaining, let's call it $25 million. It's really okay, $26 million. Would be stretched.
I don't have anything to watch after this, so I'm about to end
the next
stream.
5 years, because it's double the number of years left on the contract plus 1.
No, I enjoyed watching the video. I enjoyed talking, you know. But I'm about to end stream. Good stream. Yeah, because he's 40. Yeah. Bro, he's not winning MVP ever again. He's too old. All right, good stream.